Crystal Ball. Did you know that literally in the very first episode of Naruto, we already got introduced to one of the most mysterious and low-key mythical tools in the whole series? I'm talking about the Crystal Ball, basically the all-seeing eye of the Narutoverse. This thing lets the user watch anyone, anywhere, as long as they know that person's chakra signature. That's insanely busted, because it straight up breaks the normal physical limits of what shinobi can even imagine doing. We first saw the third Hokage use it to keep an eye on Naruto back when he was just a little kid, making sure the boy stayed safe while he still couldn't control the Nine Tails inside him. It also doubled as the ultimate security cam for the entire Hidden Leaf, letting Hiruzen protect the village without having to be physically everywhere at once. But here's the thing, why is it called a mythical tool? Well, the great toad sage Gamamaru over at Mount Nunoboko didn't just use it for surveillance. He was using it to literally predict the future. He foresaw the coming of the child of prophecy through that ball, like he was straight up talking to destiny itself. Yeah, the crystal ball isn't some direct combat weapon. It's more of an information gathering and prophecy level tool. The user needs to know the target's chakra signature, and unless you're a legendary sage like Gamamaru, you can't peek into events that are beyond your own understanding. Shinigami Mask. A lot of people totally sleep on this one when talking about legendary ninja relics. Hidden deep under layers of time, dust, and secrets buried beneath Konoha, there lies a sacred artifact from the now destroyed and insanely powerful Uzumaki clan, the Reaper Death Mask. It's kept inside the mask's storage temple, surrounded by 26 nameless masks, but only one of them carries the curse of destiny itself, the power to summon and command the god of death. Unlike physical weapons, this mask doesn't fight with flames or steel. It's the key to a living ritual, a bridge between life and death. Whoever wears it doesn't just summon the Reaper, they instantly become the sacrifice for the forbidden Shikifujin release. Orochimaru is the only guy we've ever seen actually use it. In one absolutely insane moment, he put on the mask, summoned the Reaper, and then cut open the god's stomach to free the souls of the 4 Hokage, and also take back the arms that had been sealed away. Thanks to that reckless move, the allied shinobi forces gained legendary warriors, turning the war from hopeless to winnable. But of course, this kind of power doesn't come cheap. First off, only people with deep forbidden jutsu knowledge even know this thing exists. And when you use it, the price is your life. Yeah, the user literally has to cut open their own stomach. The only reason Orochimaru survived was because he's basically unkillable. Dude's like a cockroach with soul-swapping hacks. No wonder the world feared the Uzumaki clan so much. They held secrets buried in blood and had powers that were absolutely never meant for everyone. Wait, you're still here? Well, if you've made it this far, chances are you've watched a few of my videos and thought, this channel's got some chakra. So if you think this channel deserves a little tap on that subscribe button and maybe a summoning jutsu on the notification bell, I'd be super grateful. And hey, if you've got friends who'd geek out over Uchiha war fans or swords forged by gods, share the channel with them too. You're awesome. Stay legendary. Now, Nunoboko. Now this right here is one of the ultimate divine weapons that showed up in the final chapters of Naruto, the Sword of Nunoboko, the absolute symbol of creation and destruction. According to legend, the Sage of Six Paths literally used Nunoboko to create the world. Its double helix design is inspired by DNA itself, making it a symbol of life, of willpower, of shaping reality through pure emotion. When Obito became the Ten Tails Jinchuriki, he called it the Sword of the Soul. Its strength doesn't come from sharp steel, but from the heart of the one who wields it. Nunoboko only serves godlike beings, those with absurd amounts of chakra and the will to push beyond human limits. Once activated, it amplifies the user's emotions and turns them into the literal embodiment of destiny. Hagoromo used it to build the world, while Obito wanted to completely erase it. Why is it so deadly? Because it's forged from the truth-seeking orbs, the purest, most complex form of chakra, mixing all 5 elements plus yin and yang. One single slash from this blade can erase matter on a molecular level, making stuff vanish as if it never existed. But yeah, even a god sword has a weakness. Nunoboko can still be countered by natural energy. That's how the power system in Naruto always works. No matter how overpowered something is, there's always another force to balance it out. Bashosen. Have you ever wished you could control all 5 chakra elements without being born with any natural affinity or learning a single hand sign? Well, you actually can, either by having the freaking Rinnegan, or, if you want something a bit easier, by using the Bashosen. This is one of the legendary treasures of the Sage of Six Paths, and it's basically a ninja cheat code. The Bashosen is a divine relic that lets the user unleash all 5 basic chakra natures with just a swing of the fan and a mental command. Fire, water, earth, lightning, wind, it's all literally in the palm of your hand. No training required. You could become a multi-elemental master instantly just by holding it. You can swing the fan to create a massive sea of flames that burns everything down, then immediately switch to a terrifying tornado that rips your enemy apart. The Bashosen also doubles as an insanely tough shield, able to block even strong attacks like Darui's lightning release. And get this, Kakuzu, the dude who's notoriously tanky, got one of his masks destroyed just because Tenten swung the fan once. But, like all god-tier powers, it comes with a brutal price. The Bashosen eats up a ridiculous amount of chakra, so much that it can literally kill you if you're not strong enough. For someone average like Tenten, 1 or 2 swings and she's already down for the count. Only chakra monsters like the Gold and Silver brothers, who had 9 tails chakra inside them, could spam it without collapsing. Kokenjo. Out of the 5 treasures of the Sage of 6 Paths, 4 of them are tied to sealing. And the very first step in that sealing chain is the Kokenjo. No hand signs, no complicated ritual. All it takes is a single touch, and your word spirit, basically the deepest essence of your will, gets yanked straight out of your body. Compared to forbidden jutsu like the Reaper Death Seal, where the caster has to sacrifice their life just to summon the god of death, the Kokenjo is almost a paradox. It's stupidly simple, but absolutely final. No blood required, no curses, no big drama, just chakra, presence, and the terrifying pull on your very soul. That's the sage's philosophy in action. True power is about controlling the soul, the one thing that outlives time itself. Kokenjo isn't a combat weapon. It's the opener, the ritual starter, the first step in an ancient process where your soul is separated from your flesh, setting you up for sealing. And once your essence has been pulled out, the Shichiseiken comes next. Shichiseiken. The Shichiseiken is a bizarre segmented sword that can fold up. And yeah, you could swing it around like a regular blade if you really wanted to. But come on, this is one of the Sage of 6 Paths treasures. Using it just to slice people is honestly a waste. It wasn't forged to cut flesh or pierce armor. This thing was made to curse souls. After the Kokenjo pulls out someone's word spirit, the Shichiseiken severs it from the body and engraves that essence directly onto its blade, usually in the form of the word the victim says most often in their life. And here's where it gets absolutely terrifying. If the victim ever slips up and says that word again, the curse instantly activates. Their soul gets locked down, stripped of freedom, stripped of self. They stop being who they are and become nothing more than a puppet chained to the sword's will. By the way, what's your word spirit, huh? Is it some random curse word you drop all the time? For me, it'd probably be thanks, bro, since that's literally what I always say when I reply to you guys in the comments. Benihiso. Once a word spirit has been pulled out and cursed, the next step is the Benihiso, a deep crimson gourd that straight up traps souls. The moment the victim slips up and says their forbidden word, their soul gets instantly sucked inside, sealed away in a void with no exit, no light, no hope. All it takes is chakra, and one careless mistake. That's why the Benihiso is considered one of the most dangerous sealing tools in the entire series. The Gold and Silver brothers, Ginkaku and Kinkaku, used the combo of Kokenjo, Shichiseiken, Benihiso to completely wreck strong ninja like Samui and Atsui, and they almost sealed Darui too, but their arrogance became their downfall. Darui, with sharp observation and clever strategy, managed to bait Ginkaku into saying his own taboo word, and boom, the Benihiso swallowed him whole. It was one of those rare moments in Naruto where pure brains outplayed god-tier weapons. Kohaku no Johi. If the Benihiso is like a 3-step ritual, then the Kohaku no Johi is basically the divine shortcut. No need to pull out a soul, no need for forbidden words. All it takes is calling someone's name, and if they answer, they get instantly sucked into the jar. Straight up simple, terrifyingly efficient. This relic once sealed away the Eight Tails, one of the strongest beasts in the entire world. That alone makes it absolutely legendary. Tatsuka Blade. I always like to keep it simple. Thinking too much gives me a headache. And besides the Kohaku no Johi, there's another divine weapon that can straight up end a battle with just one slash. I'm talking about the Tatsuka Blade, one of the most terrifying weapons we've ever seen, and absolutely the reason why Itachi's Susanoo felt untouchable. The Tatsuka Blade isn't some normal sword you can hold in your hand. It's a spiritual blade, born from the liquid inside a sacred sake gourd, and it only appears when Itachi summons his Susanoo. Orochimaru literally spent his whole life hunting for this sword, but he never found it, while Itachi just casually had it chilling in his arsenal the whole time. The real terror of the Tatsuka Blade comes from its absolute sealing power. Anyone stabbed by it gets instantly pulled into the drunken dream world, a dimension where escape is totally impossible. This is the ultimate one-hit-it's-over weapon. No counters, no get-out-of-jail card, not even a chance to open your mouth. One slash, and you're gone, permanently. When Itachi faced Orochimaru in his monstrous Yamata no Orochi form, the scene was straight up a masterpiece. Itachi raised the Tatsuka Blade high and ended him in literally an instant. Orochimaru didn't even get the slightest chance to fight back against that absolute power. The same thing happened with Edo Nagato. But of course, that godlike power comes with very clear limits. The Tatsuka Blade only exists when Susanoo is active, and keeping Susanoo up drains a ridiculously massive amount of chakra. For Itachi, who was already suffering from a deadly illness, using this weapon put an even heavier and brutal strain on his body. Yata Mirror. If the Tatsuka Blade is all about that one-hit, one-kill offense, then the Yata Shield is literally absolute defense. Just like the Tatsuka, the Yata Shield is a spiritual relic. It only shows up when Itachi's blazing red Susanoo is fully summoned. The crazy part is that this shield can shift its chakra nature to completely cancel out any attack. No joke, this is hands down the most perfect shield the ninja world has ever seen. Even Zetsu, the dude with god-level knowledge about shinobi history, flat out confirmed that the combo of the Yata Mirror and Tatsuka Blade made Itachi's Susanoo basically unbeatable. And honestly, when the guy who manipulates the whole shinobi world says it, you just gotta believe it. The Yata Shield holds all elemental transformations, letting it auto-adjust to counter whatever comes its way. You throw a massive fire release at it, the shield flips to water and shuts it down instantly. Even brutal physical attacks can't break through this divine wall. In the legendary showdown between Itachi and Sasuke, we finally got to see the true might of the Yata Shield. Sasuke threw out many attacks, but every single one just got absorbed and bounced back like they were nothing more than light breezes. Itachi stood inside his Susanoo, completely untouchable. Even Orochimaru's massive 8 branches technique didn't even scratch him.
In the manga, the shield is basically portrayed as flawless, with 0 weaknesses, but we actually made a video breaking down which jutsu might be able to crack it, and then NC Hammer came through. Special thanks to him for taking the time to analyze and respond to my video. I really appreciate different perspectives and thoughtful critiques like his. All of his videos are also very enjoyable to watch, honestly.
Sword of Kusanagi. This is absolutely one of the strangest and most mythical weapons in the entire Naruto universe. It carries this mysterious, almost otherworldly power that perfectly matches Orochimaru's creepy, twisted vibe. And of course, Orochimaru summons this thing in the weirdest way possible, straight out of the mouth of a snake. Yeah, it's gross, it's bizarre, but it's also totally iconic. What makes Kusanagi insane is that it can extend and retract its blade at Orochimaru's will. Imagine you're standing at what you think is a safe distance, and suddenly this sword shoots out and pierces straight through your chest. It's literally the perfect weapon for surprise attacks, completely unpredictable. On top of that, Orochimaru can control the Kusanagi with his mind, turning it into an extension of his will and power. The sharpness of this blade was proven during Orochimaru's legendary battle against the third Hokage, Hiruzen Sarutobi. Even when clashing with Adamantine Staff, a weapon hyped as being absolutely unbreakable, the Kusanagi still managed to deal real damage. Even Enma himself had to admit the terrifying strength of this sword. But even a legendary blade has limits. When Orochimaru went up against Naruto in his terrifying Four Tails, Nine Tails form, the sword couldn't pierce through the insanely thick chakra cloak surrounding him. That moment showed us loud and clear, no matter how sharp the Kusanagi is, it can still lose against overwhelming chakra power. And here's the wild part. Kusanagi can literally transform into a small snake and slither back to its master. Like, bro, this sword has a mind of its own. Adamantine Staff. The Adamantine Staff is hands down one of the most unique weapons in the entire Naruto universe. This is the transformed form of Enma, the legendary Monkey King summoned by Hiruzen Sarutobi himself. Kishimoto totally pulled inspiration from Sun Wukong in Journey to the West, and the result is an insanely iconic weapon that screams myth and power. The real strength of the Adamantine Staff lies in its insane hardness, literally as tough as real diamond. Enma can expand into a massive staff, strong enough to literally push the Nine Tails out of Konoha's borders, proving just how absurdly powerful it is in raw physical force. The legendary clash between Hiruzen and Orochimaru made this crystal clear. Even though Orochimaru wielded the Kusanagi sword, he still couldn't cut through the Adamantine Staff. That moment alone is living proof of its god-tier durability. But what makes this staff totally terrifying is its flexibility. Enma can sprout claws or fangs right out of the staff's surface to launch sudden, brutal attacks. Every fight turns unpredictable because enemies literally never know where the next strike is coming from. And on top of that, Enma can multiply itself into a diamond prison wall, turning the staff into an unbreakable shield at the same time. Yeah, this is a battle-hardened ninja with brains. Even in staff form, Enma can talk back, give advice, argue, and even scold Hiruzen mid-fight. First, Hokage's necklace. I'm pretty sure a lot of people totally forget about this item. The first Hokage's necklace is literally worth as much as 3 mountains full of gold mines. But more than that, it carries an insanely rare power, the ability to control tailed beasts. Only Hashirama Senju himself could fully master it. Made from special crystal stone, this necklace boosts Hashirama's insane chakra control over tailed beasts, especially the Nine Tails. It reacts directly to the god of shinobi's chakra and supports his Hokage-style jutsu, letting him suppress the strongest monsters in the entire ninja world. Later on, the necklace was passed down to Tsunade. For her, though, it was just a keepsake from her grandfather and a piece of jewelry, since she didn't have wood release or the ability to suppress tailed beasts. She once gave it to both her younger brother and her lover, Nawaki and Dan Kato, since they both dreamed of becoming Hokage just like her grandfather. But then, both Nawaki and Dan died after wearing it. This hit Tsunade unbelievably hard, giving the necklace a reputation as a cursed item. Of course, that curse wasn't real, it was just a heartbreaking coincidence. Deep down, the necklace was still meant to be a protective tool. Eventually, Tsunade gave it to Naruto, and Yamato even added a sealing jutsu to it, basically turning the necklace into an automatic safety system. Whenever Naruto used too much Nine Tails chakra, the necklace would activate, suppressing the dangerous surge and protecting Naruto from his own terrifying power. But of course, it was nowhere near as powerful as when Hashirama used it. During Naruto's fight against Pain, when he pushed all the way to his Six Tails form, the Nine Tails energy went so wild that it shattered the necklace completely. And that moment marked the end of this relic. Gunby. The Gunby is crafted from a sacred spirit tree, the kind of wood normally reserved for rituals, and it's been passed down through generations of the Uchiha clan. This fan isn't just for show, it can straight up absorb chakra attacks and instantly turn them into wind release, blasting them right back at the enemy. Madara wielded it like both a shield and a massive club, smashing through his opponents with overwhelming force. Obito got a little creative though. He attached it to a chain and swung it around like a deadly flail. Its durability is absolutely insane. The Gunby once blocked Naruto's super mini-tailed beast ball head-on and bounced it back without even cracking. And yeah, It's not only tough, but sharp enough to slice through stone and earth like it's nothing. Forged during the chaotic wars of the ninja world, the Gunby became a treasured heirloom, passed down only to the Uchiha clan leaders, the strongest of the strong. And when Madara made his legendary comeback, Obito handed it back with total respect. Because let's be real, this fan has always belonged to the ultimate Uchiha boss. Alright, that's it for today. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.